Okay. How's everybody today? Hope everybody is doing well. Family and friends are well. I hope that on this night, Monday, that your family, your friends, your loved ones are all in good health, and that God bless each of you on this journey in life. So today, I know I'm on a little late, but today we're going to talk about Ralph Slaughter, right? Is he's today's John G. Jones? I don't know how many of you know about Ralph Slaughter, um, and what has taken place about maybe 3 or 4 years ago with the Prince Hall Scottish Rite. This information can be found if you Google, or if you Google Ralph Slaughter. He's the most puissant sovereign grand commander for the Progressive United Supreme Council, Prince Hall, ancient and scepter Scottish Rite. So greetings. So I will want you to definitely look him up. So this topic this evening is going to be in regards to Brother Slaughter and his activity as far as being a Prince Hall Mason, and how does that compares to John G. Jones during his time. Is he considered today's modern day John G. Jones? That is a great topic of discussion. I feel that that's one that's going to benefit us all. And I just think that that's something we need to really take a look at to see exactly what took place. Because we often hear about the scrimmages within the ancient, free, and accepted Masons bodies. And, we often hear about how irregular or whatever. We hear these things. However, in today's activity in Freemasonry, we have found that the Grand Master out of Baltimore has fleeced his Grand Lodge out of $750,000. We find that Slaughter out of Louisiana, Grandmaster Slaughter out of Louisiana, has caused a great divide within the Prince Hall family. And my question would be, what is going on? What's going on with that picture? I mean, we often hear about how the ancient, free, and accepted Masons is supposed to be taking money from brothers and sisters who join, and they stealing, they doing this. But here it is, 2019. We have a grand secretary, treasurer. I got to get my story straight. It's between secretary and treasurer has fleeced his Grand Lodge of $750,000. His jurisdiction. That's a fact. You can look that up. It's out of the Grand Lodge of Baltimore, if I'm not mistaken. We can also look at and see what Slaughter has done. As far as him trying to bring to light some issues that was happening within the body of the ancient accepted Scottish Rite, which caused a great divide. Oh, where are those stories found? Okay, so here's what you do, Brother Lewis. If you look up, I'll tell you what. I'm going to do one better for you. Brother Lewis, if you and I are friends on Facebook, I'm going to bring you to the page. Slaughter has a page called, let me see. Slaughter has a page called The Misappropriation of Funds for the United Supreme Council. That's his page. Let's see. That's the name of his page. I don't know if you can see it or not. Maybe if I bring it back, give some more light, I don't know. But that's the name of his page. The name of his page, once again, is The Misappropriation of Funds, United Supreme Council. This page has been up for about maybe 3 years now, and it goes into detail of the misappropriations of money dealing with the Prince Hall Scottish Rite for the Southern jurisdiction. Now, I would tell you this, you can look up also the Progressive United... Hello? Yes, but I'm busy right now. Can you call back? I'm okay, but I have to go now. So anyway, I thought that was somebody that's calling in. But anyway, so you can find that on this page right here. It's called the misappropriations of let me see. There you go. That's the name of the page right there. So that's where you can find that information at. And it goes into detail in regards to the money or the misappropriations of funds. Now, what Slaughter did, he actually started his own Supreme Council, which is the Progressive United Supreme Council for the Southern Masonic, for the Southern jurisdiction, Ancient Free and Accepted Masons, Prince Hall. That's his jurisdiction. That's what he started. All right. Now, the jurisdictions that I found that is a part of Slaughter's um, Supreme Council is Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, uh, Georgia, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Mississippi, North Carolina. That's what I found, and you can find that information on there. Okay, you can definitely find that information, and and I know how crazy it sounds, but this is something that's true. And my question would be: is Slaughter being treated like a John G. Jones? Is he being treated like John G. Jones? You know, rather, you know, how true is that? I don't know as far as how he's being treated, but I do know the story that has been written. I'll tell you what I can do right now. This is what I actually can do right now. Let's see. I'm going to see, can I email this whole thing out right now while I'm live? Okay. If you can post your email address right now, I will email you the documents that I have on that. If you can post it to me right now, I will email it to you right now while it's live so you can have it and you can read it for yourself. Man, I got a little cold going on. Yeah, Brother Lewis, that's crazy. A division going on within Prince Hall. Oh yeah, it's been like that for a few years now. And I would tell you this. Okay, I'm going to email that right now. Just give me just a second. Okay, that is. If you're watching right now, bear with me. I'm emailing that. I'm emailing this out right now. I just want to make sure I get your email right. Uh, is that Terrell Montgomery, correct? Oh, I thought that was an email address. I'm sorry, my fault. My fault. If anybody wants to get a hold of this, if you can put your email up, I would. Oh, okay, all right. I see your email right here. I'm going to email this to you right now. Dot 600 at AT&T. Was that .net? Okay, I've just sent that out to you. You should be getting that in just a few minutes. So now here's what they've said about Slaughter and the things that he's done. It says right here, I'm reading. It says history, dark days. The beautiful history of the United Supreme Council did have her dark days. Almost 120 years ago, in 1895, an election was held in Washington, D.C. as Sovereign Grand Commander Thornton A. Jackson ran the elections against Lieutenant Grand Commander John G. Jones. The results of the elections were in favor of, this is written by the Prince Hall brothers, the ancient scepter Scottish Rite, in favor of Jackson, with Jones being elected as the Grand Chancellor. Then it goes on to state, excuse me, then it goes on to state By the outcome of the election, Jones and a few others met at the home of Dorset Seville and illegally elevated men as honorary Grand Inspector Generals and organized a clandestine, spurious, bogus United Supreme Council. Within a few weeks, Jones, being a brilliant businessman and attorney, rushed to incorporate the Supreme Council by taking the name Southern Grand and Southern Grand Commander Thornton Jackson United Supreme Council, which was distinguished the United Supreme Council, the ancient scepter Scottish Rite for the Southern and Western Masonic jurisdiction. This move allowed them to have the name legally. You hear what I'm saying? So the Southern and Western Masonic jurisdiction is a legal name under John G. Jones at that time. Okay? And then it goes on to say in regards to what Slaughter did. So here's what Slaughter did. I'm wondering, well, PHA in Tennessee joined Grandmaster Slaughter. It's a possibility. So let's look. It says in October 10th, 2015, an active member of the United Supreme Council met at our regular chambers and held the election for the seat. As a result, Grand Chancellor Ralph Slaughter, 33rd, was nominated for the station of the Sovereign Grand Commander, seating Sovereign Grand Commander Derry Vaughn, 33rd, was also nominated. The outcome of the election was Sovereign Grand Commander Vaughn being re-elected with a ballot of 21 votes for the Sovereign Grand Inspector General. Vaughn, and then it says 18 for Slaughter. Later in the meeting, Slaughter would be bestowed the title Grand Chancellor Emeritus. And then it goes on to say the Grand Minister of State. It goes on to see who's nominated who and all. And it goes back and forth. And if I've emailed you these minutes, you would see it for yourself. And then it goes on to say, it says almost 120 years to the date of the formation of John G. Jones, United Supreme Council. The Sovereign Grand Inspector General Slaughter, Wilkins, and Williams also conspired towards the creation of a clandestine, spurious, bogus United Supreme Council, utilizing John G. Jones tactics to incorporate under the District of Columbus, utilizing the corporate name or of our revoked United Supreme Council, October the 14th, 2015, by altering the name, a prior error which omitted the term Southern jurisdiction. Boom. Slaughter made it happen. Slaughter made it happen. And right now it seems like there's about 10 states that are involved with Slaughter and the United Supreme Council. Now what I was told is that if the states that follow Slaughter, they cannot visit Prince Hall Grand Lodges, that does not. I mean, if you follow Slaughter and you're part of that body of Freemasons that organized that Supreme Council, boom, you're not welcome in Prince Hall states. That's what I'm reading. I just sent the documents out to one of the brothers that emailed me, so nobody can say that, hey, you lying. No, I ain't lying to you. This is a fact. This is what they wrote. You can read it for yourself. Now, if you feel I left out some during this reading, I'm cool with that too, but you'll have it. All right? They have Jones listed as the father of clandestine Masons. It says, John G. Jones will forever be known as the father of clandestine, bogus Freemasonry in America. With the advent of clandestine, spurious, and bogus Jones United Supreme Council in 1895, almost every Prince Hall Grand Lodge, both in the United Supreme Council, have to deal with the consequences of Jones. You damn right. Now, if you want this information, I will get it to you. Brother Terrell Montgomery, I need your email address if you want me to get it to you. Greetings from the Most King David Grand Lodge, Lafayette. What's going on? All right, welcome aboard. So tonight we're talking about I see it there, brother. I'll see it there. Tonight we're talking about if John G. Jones, if Slaughter is today's modern day John G. Jones. That's what we're talking about. Thank you for joining us. And this is going to be a very interesting topic. Very interesting topic. So give me just a second as I share this with the brother who just asked, Terrell Montgomery. Hope everybody's doing well. Hold on just a second. Oh, I was trying to see if my phone line was clear, but it's not. Oh yeah, greetings. Okay, all right. Does he states why he departed from Prince Hall? Hold on, let me check this out. Hey, Alex Fitzgerald, I can add you to the Facebook page that Slaughter has set up. And you can read everything. You can read all the documents, the lawsuit against the Supreme Council. You can read it all for yourself. I can add you to that page, but I would need for you to messenger me, Alex Fitzgerald. I will need you to messenger me, Tony Hawkins, and I will get that information over to you, or I can send it to you now, and then you can read it for yourself. What happened was, they say it's the same thing that happened with Jones back in the day, to where supposedly Ralph Slaughter lost the election of the most puissant sovereign grand commander, and then they said that he went on to formulate the new Supreme Council. It's called Progressive United Supreme Council of Prince Hall, Scottish Rite, Ancient Free and Accepted Mason for the Southern Jurisdiction. That is what's the name. So that's what it's called. So my question would be, is Slaughter considered today's John G. Jones? And do the brothers of Prince Hall still recognize Slaughter as a most puissant sovereign grand commander, or do they recognize him just as a brother? I don't know how many of you are familiar with this story or not, but the Prince Hall think tank touched upon that just a little bit. They touched it, but they didn't go in depth. Tonight we're going to go in depth with that. Tonight we're going to go in depth and see exactly what was taking place with Slaughter. Okay. So, let's see. I'm just trying to find out what they're saying about Slaughter in this here. Okay, it says jurisprudence. As for the United Supreme Council Inspector General, whom are members or considering membership with the clandestine, spurious, and bogus Slaughter United Supreme Council, so they all call them clandestine. The mere participation in this body will effectively serve as a recognition, as a resigning, serve as your resigning of your status as a sovereign grand inspector general, since their obligation to the United Supreme Council states they will recognize no other body. They in fact break their obligation and forfeited their membership and status as a sovereign grand inspector general or a general inspector general, grand inspector general in the United Supreme Council. That's what it says. And they ask that all brothers of Prince Hall be cautious, even the many Prince Hall Grand Lodges, as this form of agreement. Okay, so they had to do a new agreement with several states. So it definitely hurt the United Supreme Council. So it's funny, man. It's funny. They also state that when Jones left and organized the United Supreme Council for the Southern and Western Masonic Jurisdiction, there was 3,700 Masons that left with Jones at that time, when he was the most puissant sovereign grand commander. That I did not know. So, if you want to call in tonight, you certainly can. Tonight's number is going to be 619 985-1184. You can definitely give me a call in if you want to talk about this issue tonight. The line is now open. This is dealing with the with Prince Hall, and the issue is the slaughter today's to modern day John G. Jones. Is he that guy? And I don't have a dog in that fight. I don't. However, my thing is this: what's good for the goose is good for the gander, or what's good for the gander is good for the goose. However you want to put that. The fact of the matter is there is a split within Prince Hall. 2015, that's when it happened. And there are several Grand Lodges that helped to organize the Progressive Supreme Council. And like I said, you can Google that and it will come up. It will come up. So definitely check it out for yourself. See what you think about it. And let me hear from you. 619-985-1184. It's the night call-in number. Once again, that number is 619-985-1184. That's the call-in number tonight. He doesn't state exactly why he left. I hadn't read it, but I would imagine because of the election is the reason why he left, or whatever may have taken place. I'm outside the United States, so this is the first time I'm hearing this. Oh, okay. Now, brother, this actually occurred in 2015. There's this big lawsuit that is now pending, and I can, like I said, if you messenger me, I would add you to the page where you can actually get this information for yourself. You can actually have it. So if anybody got any questions, and let me know, because it's very interesting. You find yourselves back right again after 120 years or so. Okay, so yeah, 1869 to 2015. Okay, almost 120 years to the date. You find yourselves right back again dealing with someone like Jones. Not that Jones was a bad guy. However, something must have happened to make Jones, or for any brother of the craft, for that matter, to do what Slaughter has done. He stole a page out of John G. Jones' playbook. He did. Whether he won the election, however he may felt, what he did is that he incorporated, and that's the thing. Why? How come your name isn't incorporated? Why isn't your name incorporated? Okay. So what he did was he added to the name. He added Progressive United Supreme Council, Prince Hall, Ancient Free and Accepted Mason Southern Jurisdiction. That's what he did. And if I'm not mistaken, there's 10 states that are with him. 10 Prince Hall Grand Lodges that worked with Slaughter. And those Grand Lodges are not recognized by every Prince Hall Grand Lodge. It's not. So we can sit here and debate this, but those are the facts. It's from their own. This is from their own documents. You know, this is from their own documents. So, hey, if you got any questions tonight, 619-985-1184. You can call in and let's have that conversation. It seems like it's pretty quiet tonight, brother. I would definitely get that over to you. Thank you. I would definitely get it to you. It seems like it's pretty quiet tonight. And it shouldn't, because I think this topic says a whole lot, you know, in regards to Freemasonry amongst African Americans, period. It says a whole lot. All right. Okay. So I can add you to the group. I think somebody's trying to messenger me, and maybe you already Can you email it to me as well as, okay. I will get that over to you, bro. Let's see. Nope. I'm about to write your email address down. Hello.
Hey, Brother Hawkins. This is Brother Montgomery.
Hey, Brother Montgomery. How you doing there?
I'm wonderful. I was calling in because when you said the Prince Hall Grand Lodge at Prince Hall. I actually have a brother here in El Paso who is actually he came through masonry under PHA in Louisiana. And he's been out of masonry. He's getting back into it, whatnot. And when he called the Grand Lodge and he was told about it, he felt kind of different because he didn't know what the hell his grandmaster was going through. So he was trying to switch over and come here to the Grand PHA to the Grand Lodge of Texas, and he even said that the Grand Lodge secretary told him that you can just go ahead and switch. It's not a problem. We don't have immunity with Texas.
Right.
So that's the whole big issue he's having because he's like, he want to show his loyalty to the Grand Lodge there in PHA, but also too, he's like, I'm here in Texas. I just want to switch over because he don't even understand, fully what's going on.
Yeah, apparently there was some misappropriations of monies that took place. That's what caused this split, or whatever you want to call it. This is what happened. It was dealing with money, and Slaughter spilled the beans. He told on who was spending the money. He told on how they were spending the money. The whole thing, and it ruffled a lot of feathers. And now they're in court in regards to who was the treasurer and secretary. How did this money? I think it was like almost $1 million that they're looking at that was spent. And so this.
But my thing about that is this: if you're doing wrong, why get mad or try to sue? If Grandmaster Slaughter called you out on your wrongdoing, you can't get mad. You gotta respect them.
Well, he was pissed. So this is when you get the letter that I'm going to send you, it kind of details some things. But we friends on Facebook. I'm gonna add you to the group, and you can read a lot of the things that were said. But in this case, he was up for the most puissant sovereign grand commander, right? He was running, but he lost. So in the process of losing, I think he became the lieutenant, lieutenant sovereign grand commander. Okay, so he's second in charge, if I'm not mistaken. And in the process, he felt some type of way. So what does he do? He spilled the beans on everybody. That's what he did. Hold on just a second for me, okay? Hello?
What's up, bro?
Hey, how you doing? You watching? You calling in to the show tonight? You calling in to the?
I didn't know you was doing the show tonight.
I'm doing it. I'm doing the show tonight, and I'm talking about Slaughter. And is he today's modern day John G. Jones?
Oh wow.
Oh wow is right. So we're talking about the misappropriations of fund, dealing with Baltimore Grand Lodge, which was $750,000, and then we're dealing with Slaughter, and I think that was $1 million that was misappropriated, and he was pointing that picture out.
Nah, I think it was actually like 7 million or something like that.
Oh, 7 million. Okay. Well, hold on. I'm going to add you to.
7 million.
I'm going to add you to the conversation. Okay.
All right.
Brother Terrell.
Yes, sir.
And I have Brother Debo Taylor on the other line. So, Brother Debo Taylor, go ahead. How much you say that probably was with Slaughter? How much you say that probably was?
According to my understanding, I think it was like something like $8 million.
Wow.
Somewhere around that area.
Well, okay. So the paperwork I have, I'm going to share with everybody. I'm quite sure, Brother Debo, you already part of that group, Slaughter, Ralph Slaughter, huh?
Misappropriation.
Yeah.
Misappropriation.
Okay. That group tells you in detail how much money was out, how much money was spent. So, and it tells you where it was going.
When you think about it, if you think about it, it had to be more than $1 million because it said that it was like 250,000 was spent on just the Memphis Grizzly tickets.
Yeah, cause he had the whole suite. They was getting those suites up there, and they said they spent like 250,000 at the basketball game, and they have pictures.
Yeah,
they have pictures.
About that. That's $250,000
Right.
And then it said that he went to the bank. He actually walked into the bank and drew out like 500,000 cash.
God dang. Is that on that page too?
Yeah, it's on that page. That's what they said. Well, it was supposed to be his retirement or
Yeah, his retirement. They was giving him some money for his retirement.
Man, come on, 500,000.
Hey.
But I do know that is still the act of $8 million come up. That they looking at felony time. That's a felony.
Yeah, and
but you know what? Nobody fell for that. Fred Williams. Hold on a second, brothers. My daughter's calling.
All right.
Okay.
Go ahead. Say what, Brother Terrell?
But that's a felony. That's if you're the grand. This is my. If you're the grand secretary of the grand church, you're supposed to keep a program. All the sums of money or whatnot. So if $8 million come up missing, somebody's gonna have to go do felony time.
Well, they got the IRS is investigating also, so the IRS is also involved with this. So they gonna get to the bottom of it, but when? That's what I'm waiting on. I want to know when is all this gonna pop off, because that is that's interesting.
That's very interesting. Like I'm not mad. Hey, if the Grandmaster has a retirement fund, like I said, hey, every jurisdiction's different, so I'm not mad at that. Do you? But hey, he must have been a little Grandmaster to give that much. God.
Well, I'll tell you what. If anybody wants the paperwork that I have and the documents, I will email it to you. Just make sure you post your email so I can go back and I can write it down. I get it out to you tonight while I'm up and alert. Man, I've been under the weather for a minute, but I'm doing a little better, so I'll make sure I get this back to you. It seems to me like the entire organization may have been corrupted. Well, from the information that I do know of, there are Prince Hall Grand Lodge is structured just like the white mainstream Scottish Rite is structured. They have two most puissant sovereign grand commanders. One is for the northern and one is for the southern jurisdiction. Slaughter eventually ended up incorporating the southern jurisdiction, which gave him access to all the money and everything else. So he kept it all. He got it all. You know? And I'm surprised that a lot of brothers don't know this information in regards to the now Prince Hall, if you look at it, there are three supreme councils within the Prince Hall framework. You have a northern, you have two southern jurisdictions. So you have those jurisdictions, and I find that to be pretty ironic that a lot of brothers don't know that this took place.
But
because they covered it, man. They kept it covered. You know, they tried to keep it covered for so long. Like the auditor, or the secretary, or the recorder, treasurer. There was no audit. He was being paid. He was being paid a stipend. You know what I mean? For performing a job that he hadn't done. He hadn't done an audit in like 10 years.
Whoa. Oh man, 10 years.
Yeah, and that was then if I'm not mistaken, and I got some paperwork. That says something to the magnitude that the secretary, treasurer of the empire was removed. By Deary Vaughan.
Right.
Without his knowledge, he just removed him, and he put the dude. It was the guy that used to be the Grand Master in Texas, Wilbur Curtis. I think that's his name.
I'm not for sure, but I can check it. I can check it out.
I think his name was Wilbur Curtis. I think that's. But anyway, he put him as the grand the treasurer.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And from my understanding, according to the paperwork, that if I'm reading it right, no one knew that he'd done this. So how can you remove and elect the secretary and put who you want to put there without conferring with the body.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is something right there.
Yeah.
But dig this. This is where I find the hypocrisy at.
Go ahead.
They say that Slaughter was a traitor. He's a traitor. Anybody that follows Slaughter is labeled traitors. Traitors to the craft. They violated their oath of fealty. So I find that ironic because I be like, okay, you say that he violated their oath of fealty. He violated his oath of fealty, but you don't say anything about Derry Vaughan. He the one supposedly had taken the money. So who violated who first?
Mm-hmm.
But the crazy part in this whole thing is, even though it is alleged that he took the money, I ain't gonna say that he took it because I don't know if he took it or not. But from what I read, there's a great case on it that said that he did. But anyway, if he took the money, that's theft. And if he stole, I don't know about you, and I don't know about anybody else, but I do remember reading somewhere that it says something about that I will not rob, cheat. I will not cheat a brother, defraud a brother.
Right.
I remember reading that somewhere. I mean, maybe that was just me. Maybe that was in one of the clandestine rituals of mine that I read that in. But I do remember reading that. However, now here's the question. The question is, if the money had never came up missing, would we now be seeing a split in the Supreme Council?
You say if the money wouldn't have came up missing, would we be seeing a split?
If the money never came up missing, I don't think there would have ever been a split.
No, it wouldn't have. Now, if the money would have came up missing.
So you got to put the blame where it lies. The blame is when the money came, when the money was involved.
That is true.
Yeah.
So how can you say, if you punch me in the face, and I punch you back in your face, how you gonna say I'm wrong when you struck me first?
Hey.
Yeah.
There it is, right there.
No, but I mean, it's not that hard to trace back the money trail. It's not, and I was an account major. It's not hard to pull up who all has access to the account. Probably the treasurer, secretary, and the grandmaster.
That's where, bro. I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah.
You are absolutely right. So you tell me why, but your IT specialist have access to all your banking accounts, and he's not even a Mason.
Ooh. Wait. Repeat that again?
What?
The McWilliam guy, the guy that fell, the guy that went to jail, the guy that they charged with the theft of this money, he was their IT guy. He was not a Mason. He was just their IT specialist.
Wow.
What? Whoa.
But they say he was writing checks out to himself. You mean tell me this man wrote almost $1 million in checks to himself? They don't know what happened, how he took over the PayPal account. He actually took over the PayPal account, which members was paying their dues to, but they was never receiving the dues because he had rerouted, according to them, he had rerouted the PayPal account to him.
But if there's a rerouting in the PayPal account, somebody would have been notified. That's just simple technology and common sense. If there's a change in any account information, everybody gets an email saying, hey, your account has been logged into by this device or by this password or by this email.
True.
Can you confirm this issue? The only thing you had to do is nope, and then they'll freeze the account for however long they need to, and the investigation will immediately start. So logically speaking, this is just logic and common sense. There's no possible way nobody didn't know, because if somebody rerouted an account, somebody should have got a notification, or at least 3 people, Grandmaster, Secretary, and Treasurer, should have got a notification
Right.
stating there was a rerouting in the account or account information change. They will verify, probably call all 3 of them up or get somewhere together, and they'll confirm. Hey, did you do it? No. Did you do it? No. Did I do it? No. So we need to freeze the accounts and open up a new account number to where only we 3 know, and we need to inform the body.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So this is the thing. Now, this is just me talking, just me speaking. My own personal beliefs. You fall on this blade for me, and I make sure you taken care of.
Well, I mean, he walked into the bank and withdrew $500,000.
Well, how much time did he get? How much time did the guy receive?
I don't know how much time he got. I don't actually recall. I think it was maybe like 2 years, 5 years, or something like that. I don't remember exactly. Don't quote me on it, but that's easy to find out. The guy's name was Frederick Williams. That's very easy to find out. But he, my thing is just as an IT specialist. You know what I mean? As an IT specialist, how was he even able to get control or get near your bank accounts?
My thing about that. One, I mean, fraud happens every day. Anybody can get anybody. Today, we rely heavily on technology. We do as a society.
But just like you just said, you got, dude, I can't even get in your email account without an alert that I'm trying to get in your email.
Yes,
let alone a PayPal account.
Yes, that is true.
PayPal has so much security. It has so much security on the account. Like my brother. My brother, he sells and do different transactions with PayPal. He has a keychain. And every 60 seconds, the code changes.
Dang.
Oh, okay.
Wow. So, I'm still reading this in this letter, man, and it's funny how they lay out what Slaughter is doing compared to what John G. Jones did, and they say it's right out of a page. It's the same thing that Jones did. He incorporated the Supreme Council, and now it's his, and all the money that goes with it.
This is what I wanted to say to you when we were on the phone, last on the phone, about talking about what a brother said that Pike was Thornton Jackson's barber.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I thought about this and it kind of made me laugh. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but if Thornton Jackson was Pike's barber, he was an awfully terrible barber. Because every picture that I ever seen of Pike, he had wild hair and a beard.
Oh man, come on, cut me some slack. Cut me some slack, bro. Cut me some slack. I heard the same thing.
I've never seen him groomed up.
I've heard the same thing. I don't know how true that is. I can't stamp that one.
Wow, man. I mean,
I can't confirm that either.
If we want to keep going around in the circles and we're talking about what John G. Jones done, Slaughter done, people just don't do things just to do them. They have to have reason and cause to do them.
And I think
obviously what Slaughter done, he lost faith, he lost trust, and when you can no longer trust a brother who claims to be your brother, that's stealing from you, that has stole from me, I wouldn't want to be around him. I wouldn't want to be a part of him either. Just take a look, step back, and take a look at how they're justifying what this man done, but they're crucifying Slaughter for what he doing.
Oh yeah, they beating Slaughter up.
But hold on. But this is the thing here. Why didn't they do a council of grandmasters like we normally do every year or every few years and get to the bottom of it before it came public? You could, I respect Grandmaster Slaughter, what he did. Hey, you felt like your brother's doing you wrong. They know you doing wrong. You trying to do right. You can't take it no more. You did all you could. I respect that 110%. But also, too, I'm going to also hold fault to the other grandmasters if you know this is happening.
Well, I'm going to tell you that this is is another thing. I've got some letters. I think I posted them in a group. But I got some letters from the states that withdrew recognition from Louisiana. Withdrew recognition from Louisiana. I think it was Florida, Tennessee. It was a couple of states that withdrew recognition from slaughter around this, but they said that they withdrew recognition from their Blue Lodge because of slaughter invading the territory of Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Florida was supposed to be chartered the Grand Lodge of the Virgin Islands, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
But according to what I've read, and my understanding of it is that the Virgin Islands hadn't had contact with the Grand Master in like 5 or 6 years with no Grand Masters. They was writing correspondence letters and they weren't responding back to them. So, from what I've read,
Hold that thought right there, Brother Debo. There was a question that was posted, and the question was asked, are they saying an outsider robbed PHA? The outsider took the fall. He's not the guy that actually did it. He the guy that took the fall because he was over the IT. He was over their whole system. So he took the fall, and this is why they're still in court right now. You can go ahead, bro. I had to kind of straighten that out for a brother real quick.
Yeah, well, this is weird all the way around. You know, it's just crazy all the way around. Like I said, I can't say that what happened because I wasn't there. I can only rely on the information that I have read. Now, of course, there may be things that you, myself, or others, information that we're not privy to seeing at this point.
Right.
But the point is, the money came up missing. The money was missing.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of evidence that pointed towards Deary Vaughn.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of evidence that pointed towards other people as well,
mm-hmm.
who were not named in this suit, or who were not named. However, no matter how you slice it, no matter how you dice it, if you got 5 people that are indicated in a crime, but you only got one man that's been convicted of that crime. Never mind of the evidence that you had facing, the evidence that you had against other individuals. Of course, the brothers is going to stick with the brothers. Now, in this whole equation, the IT guy is the only outsider.
Brother Terrell Montgomery, I just added you to that Facebook page, the misappropriations of funds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, too, to go back to your Virgin Island about the Grand Master and Virgin Islands, doesn't the PHA Grand Lodge in their name, they say Florida, and don't they say the Bahamas or Caribbean?
I'm not for sure.
I think you're correct, brother. I really think you're correct.
Because my wife's dad, he PHA Mason down there in Florida, and I did my research because I'm supposed to be doing in Jacksonville in a few weeks. And I looked them up, and I believe they have jurisdiction not only of Florida but also of the Bahamas as well as the Caribbean. So, if Grandmaster Slaughter did try to go into the Virgin Islands, it's within their title. It's within their name. They have jurisdiction over the Caribbean and the Virgin Islands, of the Bahamas and the Caribbean.
I don't disagree with you. On that. However, if you are reaching out to the Grand Master, to your Grand Master, understand you're reaching out to your Grand Master for 5 years with no correspondence.
All bets are off at that point. So I mean,
what I'm understanding is that after that happened, they reached out to Slaughter.
Right.
And Slaughter said, "Okay, I will do it," and he chartered them.
Yep. He also chartered a lodge in Virginia.
So what they're saying is that he invaded. Now, think this: territory of Florida. However, here's what I find strange about that. I've got those letters. All those letters say identically, word for word, the same identical thing. The only difference is the letterheading and the signature. But every one of those letters from each one of those states that withdrew recognition say identical to the letter, the same identical thing.
Wow.
To me, that looks like it was a staged act.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe it wasn't. And the crazy thing about that, three out of the five states that withdrew recognition from Slaughter at that time were three of the other people that was implicated in this charge.
Mm.
So do you think they're trying to clear themselves then? Save themselves and leave Slaughter to die on his own?
Well, they can't leave him to hang on his own because he didn't commit the crime.
Yeah.
Mm. Wow.
You know what I mean? Classic case. I'm going to cover my brother. I'm going to cover my brother in life and in death. Because I know if he fall, we all going to fall.
Hey, well, tell me this here. I'm reading something else also is that they tried to sell the headquarters of the Supreme Council in Washington, D.C., and also Slaughter spilled the beans on that.
Yeah.
Hey, Brother Terrell, when you see this page, you're going to be like, what the did I just walk into?
No. This is interesting because I need to know this because, like I said, I'm going. Trust me, I'm going to the Grand Lodge of PHA in Florida. I'm going to be literally 15 minutes away from the Grand Lodge there of PHA.
Hey.
So I just need to know.
Hey, I would tell you this: if you're going, and you're going to Florida, and if you feel that that's a good move for you, that's a good move for you. You can't put all people in one basket. We got some good brothers all the way around the board, AF and AM. We got good brothers that's PHA. You know what I mean? They're not really into the nonsense. You know what I mean? They are literally genuinely into the craft. They're genuinely into the craft. So to say that all of them are messed up, nah, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that at all.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because there are some great PHA brothers, some great ones, and I know quite a few of them in my area that I deal with on a daily basis. We talk about the things that we can talk about, things that we can't talk about, or the things that we don't agree upon. We just don't talk about. There's a whole lot that we can talk about. You know what I mean? It's more that we can talk about than there is that we can't.
Yeah, that's true.
Some people will hide. Some people will hide behind that. I can't talk. My oath won't allow me to talk masonically with you. I know you can't talk masonically with me because you don't know masonry.
Ooh.
You can't talk what you don't know.
Well.
Yeah. But also too, this is my thing here too. Well, you said at least 10 states PHA withdrew had joined with
5.
Huh?
Are you saying how many withdrew recognition?
No. The ones that joined with Grant.
It's about 10 states that joined with Slaughter.
Okay.
I think Maryland was one of them.
I have Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, Maryland, Louisiana, Mississippi, North Carolina.
I think it was a split in Maryland. I think some stayed and some stayed, or some it went with Slaughter, but I think it was a split, and some went back to Vaughn. So
Okay.
I think Maryland was split in two.
Okay.
I think it was a couple of the states that they actually split in two.
So Florida joined with Grandmaster Slaughter.
Right.
Okay, so that's just crazy then. If Florida joined Grandmaster Slaughter, why would they be having an attitude about him chartering to Virgin Islands?
Well, hey, that's
Brother, it all go back to that money, man. It all goes back to the money.
If you're gonna up and join with them, that means clearly y'all got that reconciled.
it could look that way unless something else occurred under the toe and we don't know anything about.
There's a lot that occur under the curtain that we don't know about. It's called we talk that crap about. We don't talk politics and we don't talk religion in a lodge. You know, we talk that crap, but the very structure of masonry is political. The very structure is political.
Yeah.
You know, you look at that, you still got your three branches of government inside of that. That's what you think. Well, how we're a sovereign body. So if we have that political structure, you mean tell me that you don't think that these brothers politic in a lodge? Oh yeah, they politic, and I think that's what it is. It's called Masonic politics.
Masonic politics, absolutely. And let's be open about this here too. A lot of jurisdictions don't abide by Mackey's jurisprudence. They have their own rules, their own regulations, and they can say, "Hell with Mackey's. This is what we're going to do right here, and you can't do anything about it because."
Well, a lot of them will say that they don't, you know, want to dare to Mackey's jurisprudence because Mackey was a racist. But you praise the hell out of Black though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you can't have one without the other. You know what I mean? Well, of course, you know, Mackey's jurisprudence for some, it ain't gonna make up. It's not the law of the land. You know what I mean? It's not the law of the craft. It's suggestions. You know, just like the Anderson's Constitution. They are just suggestions, things that we suggest that you could do or you should do to make it better. You know, but we are so caught up. We are so caught up in again the Masonic politics. You ain't regular. We regular. You clandestine. You bogus. You this. You that. You the third. You don't have this. You don't have that. So we get caught up in those little side things, in those arguments that really don't hold no weight. In the meanwhile, we got babies dying, people starving, homelessness. These are things that we can band together and combat in our communities. But they will say. Plenty of them will say, well, we're not a service organization. You got that 501c3 then, what are you now?
Ooh, you are a service organization.
You are a service organization. That's why we are a non-profit organization. That is true. That clearly says it on a lot of our Grand Lodge websites.
And also, when you get down into it, we said we got faith, hope, and charity, right?
Yep.
What the hell is charity then?
Yes. Thank you. Go ahead. That's the wife calling. Answer when the wife calls. Let's keep it rolling.
I feel you. A happy wife is a happy life.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So
my wife get rung up. My wife get rung up sometimes, Jack. Everything in the house, ain't nobody there but me and her. My kids are moved out. But everything in the house be running. The puppy be hiding. The fish and the fish all gather in one corner.
So to go back and answer that question in regards to the Virgin Islands, remember that question you guys asked? Okay, so they also is working with slaughter. Just so you know, you can find this on that page that I added you to, Brother Terrell Montgomery. They talk about that.
Okay, because I do know. Because I do know a while ago, I was just doing some research. For a while, they said PHA in the Virgin Islands was recognized at one point. So I just need to know were they officially recognized by PHA, the Family Squad Chat, or are they still considered not recognized?
Well, if they're under slaughter, I think they're going to consider them not recognized. Again, man. I keep going back to Masonic politics because that's the best way that I can describe it. It's like a political game being played. You know, we recognize you, but I don't recognize you. You know, recognition is just it's a thing that's like, I guess, like civil rights. You know what I mean? It You know what I mean? Civil rights, Masonic politics, I would say, would seem like it falls on that level because what would you rather have, civil rights or God-given rights?
I want them God-given rights.
Yeah, I want.
You know what I mean? Civil rights can be they can be taken and they're given and they're taken away. You know what I mean? But your God-given right, that's your God-given right. So the same thing applies to the craft. If we're following the laws and rules and regulations of the craft, then we only know one way. If we say that we are seekers of truth and we're followers of truth, we know that truth don't change. The truth of 2,000 years ago is the truth of today. Truth do not change. It does not pass away. You know what I mean? Truth don't change. It's people who change the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, it's an interesting day in the Masonic history, in the Masonic world, you know. That's how you have to look at it. And things like this is going to continue to happen within Freemasonry unless we who are Masons stand up and look at it for what it is. We can no longer sit behind the closed doors of our Masonic lodges and say, look, we're all perfect, we're all this, and when we're not. The ideal is that we must somehow start to look at this organization and say, look, where do we want to see it in the next 40 or 50 years? Where do you still want to see the bickering going on? Or do you want to see some type of unification as far as respect is concerned? Because we're missing out. A lot of brothers are missing out on Freemasonry. In its essence, they are because of our rules that some of the Grand Lodges have brought forth and the regulations. They're missing out, you know. And
but
here today, gone tomorrow.
But Brother Hawkins and Brother Debo, I can say this, like you also mentioned me and you talk, Brother Hawkins. With me being in the mainstream Grand Lodge, even if my Grandmasters would disagree with another Grandmaster, we're gonna still have that recognition with that state.
Right.
We're gonna show face to have that unity. Now whatever happens behind closed doors, when they get together, hey, that's their business. It is what it is. But overall, we're going to show face. And with all this bickering going on, my thing is this. Why can't us in the black community, most of us are brothers, but, you know, dark skin, like you always say, we get pulled over tomorrow, hey, by the police, hey, we're going to get looked at with a side eye probably, hey, can you please step out the car?
You know it.
But my thing is this. Why can't we have that same, I guess, that same virtue, that same respect that the mainstream, I ain't saying, you know, hey, Black Angel accepted, PHA got to be like that. You know, you got everything that what the mainstream do, but why can't we have some of the characteristics of the mainstream and like have that same unity? Hey, we disagree behind closed doors, but while we in public, we're going to be one united front.
The reason it can't happen at this time is because of leadership. Plain and simple. It's not complicated. It's leadership. Leadership is the issues that we have. And until leadership, and to those who vote people in leadership, decide to say, look, if you can't do this for us, then why should we vote for you as a Grand Master or whatever Grand Lodge officer? In some jurisdictions, Grand Lodge officers are only selected by the Grand Lodge body, period. Not those blue lodges that come to Grand Session. I'm talking about they have this meeting amongst themselves and they select a Grand Master. Some jurisdictions do that. Some don't. Some are elected by the craft as far as your junior wardens, senior wardens, and your various lodges. You know, so I
got a question.
Yeah.
I don't mean to cut you off, but this is a question that I've had for a long time. And in the beginning, when Prince Hall done what he done, I really wholeheartedly believe he had the greatest intentions. He had the best of the best intentions. What is going on today and where we're at today, it had nothing to do with Prince Hall's vision. It had nothing to do with Prince Hall's vision. Now, as we move along in time, United Grand Lodge of England, when prior to 1995, the 1490 Grand Lodge in England, along with a lot of the Grand Lodges in the U.S., did not recognize Prince Hall. They were considered clandestine Masons, so forth and so on. So they kind of went back to the very beginning of how the formation. Now, through time and correspondence of certain Grand Masters in Massachusetts, with correspondences to various officers in England. In 1995, they received this letter, and letter read that we have found a way to move past the irregularities.
Brother, hold on just a second. Brother Amos, Ace Amos, Brother Ace Amos. Brother Ace Amos, if you want to call in, you can call in to 619-286-0642. Brother Amos, if you want to call in and get some of this tonight, just give me a call at 619-286-0642. Go ahead and go ahead, brother.
Right there. That's my good brother right there. But like I said, they said we have found a way to move past the irregularities. Okay. If they found the way to move past the irregularity after 200 something odd years of shunning you, why can no one in a position of authority, like a Grand Master or Sovereign Grand Commander, as far as that go, why is it so hard to say what happened, if such things happened with John G. Jones all those years ago? We're willing to find a way to move past it.
Like now, I'm gonna read something another brother just posted. He said that it's not about leadership. It was about something else. He was saying that black people always feel they got to be better than the next person. Here's my thing. Here's my take on it. I cannot put all black people in the same boat. I won't do that. I won't put all Grand Lodges. I won't put all jurisdictions. But I will tell you this. It can happen if leadership wanted to happen, period. It is not even complicated. It is, if leadership wants something to happen, all leadership has to do is bring it before the body. And as a matter of fact, when you're not in session, the Grand Master is the Grand Lodge. If he wanted to happen, all he has to do is call up the Grand Secretary, send a letter out to the various Grand Lodges that he wants to sit at the table and talk to, have that conversation and move forward. And then when he gets to Grand Session, he can inform the body, look, while we was not in session, I as Grand Master had the secretary to write a letter to the various jurisdictions. When we came to the table, we talked and we had good conversation. And here's what was discussed. Now, I'm bringing it back to you to see if you agree or disagree on what was brought forth and what we can vote on. That's where it's at.
But Brother Hawkins, I can't too much like right. Yeah, I can say this. What you just said about the brother in the chat. We as African Americans, we have been second rate for going on over 400 years when the first slave stepped out here in Virginia. 4 years. We've already been behind the curve for centuries. So I understand why we feel like, we got to be better than, because we've always been second rate. So I don't fault the brother for that mindset. I'm of that mindset to a certain degree. I got to be my best every day because other cultures have had a more of a head start than I have. Now, I'm not saying that other cultures haven't had it as worse as we have. Chinese, the Irish, the Italians had it bad at periods in time. I'm not going to disagree with that. I'm not going to make an argument about that. But as a African American society, community, we should always try to strive to be the best. Now, best as a whole, not individually. Yeah, individually, but turn the individual into a whole so we can all look good together. So I don't fault the brother for saying what he said in the chat. I feel like that sometimes.
Okay. I believe that we all of us try to do our best and be our best. I think that, but my thing is that I was not trying to put us all in a box. Hold on just a second. Hello?
Hello, brother. This is Brother Napier from Indiana. How you doing?
I'm all right. Are you calling in? Are you calling into the show? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you another number to call. You want to take this number down for me?
I'm looking for a pen right now. I should.
I'll tell you what. Go ahead. Hold on a second. Okay. I have another brother on the line real quick. Brother, introduce yourself real quick. Hello? Hello? I think he may have hung up. I thought he was still on, but go ahead, Brother Terrell.
No, I'm just gonna reiterate Brother Debo. Hey, I love the craft as well. I love studying the craft. You can always learn something new, especially in every different jurisdiction.
Mm-hmm.
You learn something new up to the day you die.
That's right.
Hey, brother, of course. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, brother. Introduce yourself real quick.
I just want to introduce myself. My name is Brother Paul Napier. I'm from Indiana.
Okay. What jurisdiction is in Indiana? What's your Grand Lodge?
I'm a Grand Lodge. It's King David Grand Lodge.
Okay.
Lodge in Indiana.
Go ahead. Talk to me. What?
F and AM.
Okay. I'm listening.
No, I had wanted to get on the number,
Well, you're live now, so go ahead. I got you live now, so go ahead and talk to us.
Okay. We have tried that before to have conversation with Prince Hall Lodges to sit down, and we were always saying, hey, we're willing to give up all positions and everything for the sake of for all of us to come together. But they don't want to do that. They don't want to do the same. They want to keep their positions. They want to keep with it, but they're like, they want us to start all over and everything. And I said, that's not fair. If we want to come together and bring all of us together as brothers, then everybody on board from top down.
There has to be some sacrifices.
That's right.
Well, and I agree with the brother, but also from a historical standpoint, when you
somebody got their volume up a little high. They need to turn the volume down.
Yeah, but from a historical standpoint, when it comes to instituting a Grand Lodge, if another Grand Lodge wants to marry with another Grand Lodge, doesn't the senior, the one that's older, isn't the one that younger has to seek permission first, and then pretty much it's like the big brother to the little brother.
He has to submit. You're right, Brother Terrell. He has to seek recognition from that Grand Lodge if he chooses to.
That's right.
Now, if he doesn't choose to seek recognition from that Grand Lodge, he continues to move forward. But he was saying is that they wanted to come together, and they was willing to give up their office. They ceased the whole thing. But in like manner, Prince Hall Grand Lodge would not do that. They just wanted to absorb them. They didn't want no more than that.
So they didn't want. So brother Amos, not brother Amos. Yeah. So the brother in that Indiana, you're telling me that they didn't want to make no sacrifice.
Oh no, they didn't want that. They didn't want to make no concessions or anything, but they wanted the fruits of us. They wanted our buildings and everything else to come with it. The membership, because we had more membership than they had. And I was like, okay, we all should be willing. Like I said, we should all come together. Then everybody needs to make a sacrifice to come together for the greater good for Black Masonry as a whole. Instead of just sitting up here, going around here. Okay, I can't talk to you because you're 4-letter and all this crap and stuff and everything. Hey, Masonry is universal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
We all study the same thing. We all take the same oath and everything. Why can't we go together? But yet you still want to seek recognition from our white counterparts. Ain't that slave mentality? You always want to seek recognition from the master. You don't want to recognize your own brother that's standing right beside you.
You know what? Go ahead, Brother Terrell.
I'm going to say this, brother. One, that's sad because you came to the table with an open heart, and if your heart was truly genuine, which I believe it is by the way you're talking, hey, I feel for you. Two, this boils my blood because also as a whole, we need to be together as one, and yours seems like your Grand Lodge had that mentality. That's what I strive for across the board with anybody in the Masonic body, regardless of jurisdiction or affiliation. That's just me personally, and trust me. Hopefully this changes because masonry is dying out, so we can't.
That's right. That's right. This is my whole thing, and I told them, I said, y'all want to get on this? Okay, I can't talk to you and all this. Then they want to get on John G. Jones being clandestine, all this. My thing is this: if I deem you worthy as a brother, or if I see you in danger, I don't have time to sit up and ask you, are you 3-letter or 4U, before I come to your rescue, or before I come and pull on your cable toe.
Right.
We need to get off of this. Because right now, the state of Blake Masonry right now.
Go ahead, Brother Debo.
That should be something that you do just out of being human.
And that's right. That's right.
I mean, it's just that we, and I'm gonna say we because that encompasses us all. We got a lot to learn.
Mm-hmm.
We still have a lot to learn. We're babies. We're still babies in this, really. You know, whether we've been traveling 25, 35, 45 years, I hear it all the time. How long you been in masonry? Oh, I've been in masonry for 14, 15, 25, 35, 40 years. And I just laugh. I laugh to myself because if that question is posed to me, I just say never. You know what I mean? What you mean you ain't never been in masonry? Because I'm not in it. It's in me.
Ooh.
That's right. That's right.
I likes that one. I likes that one.
That's right.
I likes that one.
You know, so all I do, brother, I try to, and this goes for my PHA brothers, my international brother, whoever. If whatever organization that you are a part of, if we say we take good men and make them better,
that's right.
Whatever your choice is, I don't care what your choice is. I don't care what your choice is. All my concern is, are you a better man?
Right.
That's right. And are you making better men?
You know what I mean? Are you making progress? Because that's sometimes we gotta address that, and we gotta accept it for the facts, brother. We have to accept it for the facts. The same way we say, and Brother Muhammad, you've heard me say this many times. The same way we boast about taking good men and making better, you first gotta be a good man to be made better.
Yeah.
That's right.
We say that all the time.
The same way that we take good men and make them better, we could take a bad man and make him worse.
That's right. Yeah. It all starts with that rough action.
You know, after all, we were all first prepared in our hearts, right? So if you got that defeat in your heart, if you got anger in your heart, you got hatred in your heart, all we're doing is teaching you how to amplify what's already in your heart.
Well, I would hope.
It's going to be a better crew.
I would hope not, but I would hope that we don't teach you to amplify that which is in your heart. I hope that we would actually teach you how to change some of that stuff that is amplified in your heart. That's
right.
Just say that. Just say it's supposed to teach you how to tame what's in your heart. Everybody don't adhere to the rules and the regulations. So how if you're not willing to follow what it is that you know that is the right thing to do, you know what I mean? You're not willing to follow the right thing, what you know is the right thing to do. Then what makes you think? What makes you think that? See, first of all, we got to be honest with ourselves. See, masonry, this ain't for everybody.
Oh, okay. So check this out. I'm gonna read what Brother Darnell just posted. Bryson. He posted, historically, when our people see things that are working on the other side of the spectrum, we seem to think this works for us. Why do some individuals need validation from England or from Europe? You know, we've talked about that over and over again, and You know, to bring that up again, brother Donnell, I would say this here. The only person that you should be concerned with, and this is not to be disrespectful to you or your post, is that the mere fact that you know who you are. Everything else is what it is. When I know I'm a Mason. I don't need nobody to verify that I am or not. Under my jurisdiction, I am a Mason. So whether somebody else accept me or not, that's not the issue. And that goes across the board for any brothers as far as I'm concerned. And like the brother just said a little while ago, until you have found him or them as worthy and well qualified as you are yourself. Those are the things we should, in my opinion, look for in Freemasonry.
I agree.
And everything else will follow suit. The best part about Freemasonry to me is when I meet a brother outside of the lodge, where we can actually fellowship as we should. See, to me, the lodge is only a working station to help develop the Q&A, to help go over structure things or whatever you may do in your lodge. That's structure. But outside that lodge, hey, that's where I thrive at.
Is when you travel out. I say what you just said. I spin that around because I see it from a different point of view. According to somewhere that I've read, there's some questions that ask you what is the coverings of a lodge.
Well, my lodge is outside. It's not in a building.
You know, exactly.
That's all I'm saying.
World is the lodge. What we call a lodge is the building is where we handle our business, where we do our work. You know what I mean? So forth and so on. So, but when that gavel is sound and that question is asked, I don't know if they do this in everybody's lodge, but all hearts and minds clear. When we depart outside of that building where we do our work in, now we step into the lodge. Mm-hmm. That's the lodge. You know what I mean? What good does it do for us to be inside of this building, and we all recognize who each other is? We know who we are. We know who each other is. So, you know, you're always supposed to keep your light shining because you are that light. You're walking in that light because you are that light.
Right.
So when you step outside of that light, step outside of that building where we do our work at, that's where your light should really shine because now you're in a profane world.
Should.
Well, you know what?
That's where it should shine.
You know, brothers forget about that when they leave the lodge building. You know, it's easy to do that when you come through those pillars and come to the inside the building. And they leave all the outside stuff out, but then when they go back out into the world, they go back doing what they want to do instead of taking it out traveling and really practicing masonry when you're traveling.
Well, the process is that if you call yourself a traveling man, as most of us do, then you understand how to respect that for what you're a part of. And until you get there, we're going to be at this point. We're going to be talking about it for another 120 years. The ideal is to challenge the leadership to change. I mean, I would say this for me. I have actually gone on a few of the pages and asked, okay, so all I ever hear you talk about is this, and this, but you don't get another opinion. You don't get the other side. So, hey, here I am. Let's have this conversation. No, sir. We can't have the conversation with you, but you're talking about me.
They don't want to do that.
You know,
they don't want to do that because they want to keep the one-sided, the one dogmatic side that they always been doing for centuries.
Well, this is my thing. Since you just said it, you said that dogmatic for centuries. So guess what? It's a precedent. It's a history. That means somewhere down the line, those new ULs coming up have to have that mindset to change that old mentality. Mm-hmm. But if you have a history of it, hey, this has always worked. You know, the past masters, all the past, you know, the Masons who've been in it, you know, been doing this for decades. You know, all the new EAs are going to have the mindset, this is okay. Hey, it's been working. So when I become a worshipful master, or if I get to that title of Grand Secretary, Grand Treasurer, why would I, rock the boat? Because we already know, we've already, I'm pretty sure we've been to a church or we've been in lodge. You had those old heads that's been in there so long that if they say something, their power, their word is as equal as the word of the master.
Well, you know what? When you look at the big story, and I'm gonna say this here, brother Alex Fitzgerald, he posted something. He says Prince Hall Masons are like the Marines of Freemason. With that said, we are taught to help all people, including non-Masonic people. Charity. We are not arrogant, just proud of Prince Hall history. With that being said, look at it from this point of view. Are you proud of your affiliation or are you proud to be a Mason? And definitely you can separate the two. Because when you say Masonry, that's inclusive. When you say Prince Hall Masons, that's being one is separate. Okay, so you're putting yourself in a box per se, and you may not see it that way, but that's what I'm getting. No, it's just how it's being put out there. I'm a Prince Hall Mason. I'm a John G. Jones Mason. No, you're just a Mason, brother. Your jurisdiction is what it is. Your jurisdiction, your affiliation says this, but you're just a Mason and a member of that jurisdiction. That's where I'm at. And this is what we've been teaching for a minute here on this side of the spectrum.
I just said like this. I'm a Mason by my oath and obligation, not by my affiliation.
Well,
and brothers, I agree 110%. You don't get no.
That's right. I'm a Mason regardless of what affiliation I'm a part of.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Not by your affiliation. Now, I personally, I love all my brothers. I don't even get into that because there's certain things that we tend to do that we shouldn't do. You know what I mean? If I see a brother outside of the lodge, I'll greet him and keep it moving. You okay, brother, I'm okay. And we'll keep it moving like that. I don't got the time to worry about
if he's 3 or 4 letter.
Is he 3-4? I don't got the time to worry about that. It ain't nothing but love. I don't have the time to worry about that. We get so caught up. We get so caught up in mediocre things that don't matter. And these things that don't matter, if I'm so focused on the next individual or the next organization, how much time do I actually have to work on myself?
Not much.
There's that 24-hour rule.
Not much.
Brother, we are builders. We are builders, and we know that the building of the temple has never ceased. We to build every day, and the temple that we're building is our own spiritual edifice.
That is true. And on that note, we've been in here for about an hour and a half, and it's been rolling. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I'm trying not to run the show so long, gentlemen. So what I want to do, I want each of you to go ahead and close out on a positive note. Please go ahead. Starting with Brother Terrell Montgomery. Go ahead, Brother Terrell.
All I was gonna say, brother, just what Brother Alex Fitzgerald said. Happy that you have pride in being a Prince Hall Mason. Respect that to the fullest, and I respect that history. His mindset, his vision. So I don't want you to, lose pride in that. But as for all of us, from me being mainstream to John G. Jones or 4-letter, regardless. We just all want, as a community, me personally, I just want us to all be one because, like I said, I'm in a predominantly white lodge, and it will make me jump for joy in my heart, leap for joy if I can finally see John G. Jones, Prince Hall, regardless, all us as a collective group in front, showing the mainstream that, hey, we don't bicker, we don't fight. We might have our issues, but you will never know our issues.
Right. I can agree to that. I can see that. My brother from Illinois, go ahead. Talk to me. Is he still online?
Oh, you're talking about Indiana.
Indiana.
I just like to say that Black Masonry can be a beautiful thing if we just all come together. Just all come together. Do you see the magnitude we can have on the state, this whole country? So we
Well,
can just come together.
I like
as a
that
body.
dream. I like that dream, but I'm gonna leave it at that as a dream. But I appreciate it, brother Debo.
Yeah. I'm here,
Go ahead,
brother.
close out.
Only thing I have to say is, I know we have some PHA brothers. I know we have some brothers from other affiliations that are listening in. I would like to take this opportunity to say to you that I recognize you and see you as my brother, no matter how you see me. Love you. It ain't nothing you can do about it.
Whoa, that's deep. Now, if I had Rock 101 on my show, and I know he's working right now, he'll say the hell with it. But but he's not on tonight. I'm gonna have to have that brother on the show, just me and him, and go at it one time. But definitely to everyone, it is my hope that we find respect along the way in this life journey, to where we're able to appreciate each other, not only masonically but as an individual in this thing we call Freemasonry. So until we see each other again, I look forward to seeing Brother Debo at the session in July, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna be in Texas in May too. So I don't know if you plan on being in Texas, but I'll be in Texas in May as well.
What part of Texas?
For the H.B. Turner's Grand Session.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've gone Dre's grand session a few times, so I wish you well. He has a great grand session. I have to give it to the young man. He puts it down. They have a great grand session there. So I've gone. I appreciated the fellowship and had a
Brother,
good time.
I got one more thing I like to say if you got the time for it.
Go for it. Hurry up. Got you.
Any brothers, any brothers, brand lodges or anything that has information that they want to send, and I'm putting together a quarterly newsletter, and I'll send this offer to all jurisdictions. You know, if you want to put something in it, want to advertise in it, that's fine. It's not going to cost anything to do it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay. Well, if anybody want me to send them that information tonight that I have, please search me out on Messenger, along with your email, and I would definitely email that information on over to you. So I'm going to close it out with these words. Just be humble and seek justice, and definitely in everything you do, always keep your light on, and you know what to do. Stay out them bushes. I'm out. Have a good night, gentlemen.